I'm here, Mama.
My little angels. Remember the first time when you sucked on Mommy's teat? Do you remember that? And there was a little boo-boo all over your face. A little poopy. Such a great job with your 100 years or 100 babies or whatever this is.
Welcome back to the Dank Swamp Rebellion's anniversary special. Wow, what amazing feat you guys done. This is totally me projecting onto you as a 150th and maybe 150, who knows, you might make it. I believe in it. I'm here for it. And the anniversary specials are my thing. I'm the announcer that does these, and I'm so happy for you, the listeners, to have 150 episodes of this shit is amazing. That's 50 hours worth of DSR. Do you understand how many days that is? That is 2 full days plus 2 hours if you've done your math. I'm so stoked to bring you here the DSR anniversary special.
And DSR, this is you. Thank you, Tyler, for making that theme song 50 episodes ago. Yeah.
It's starting to pay off. The holiday cyclical things I don't have to do them again.
That's right. We'll just repurpose them this year.
Yeah.
I'm really stoked for October this year because I'll get to use the Halloween one again.
That needs to be extended.
What month do we get to use the 8-bit one?
That's just situational.
Is there a month that's just like Nintendo month?
If there is, I would know about it.
Yeah, we gotta figure out.
It's whenever we have 16-bit picnic on, or whenever we're playing some kind of game that 8-bit DSR shows up. I know it's one of my favorites too, and we rarely get to use it. Well, maybe
I jam it in the truck going to work sometimes.
Maybe like a surprise episode. Well, it just so happens that
yeah,
this is the 100th.
It is the 100th.
How did we just kept doing it? Is that
not only did we keep doing it? Apparently, people have been hearing us for a while. We don't know why you guys are listening, but thank you that you are.
100 episodes worth, right?
And it seems that every time we get to a milestone, we have something different that changes with the show. And that's no different tonight because, once again, we have someone with us tonight in the studio who has done a lot of work behind the scenes.
She sure has.
And continues just to be as gnarly and rebellious as the rest of us. But we have Simone, the Bayou Anarchist, in the house tonight, and she's the newest member of the rebellion. So yeah, a lot of the artwork that you see that's going on and things of that nature, she's doing that for us. And also she came with bearing gifts, a gift for me.
Yeah. What'd you get?
Like, it's this why don't you explain what it is?
It's a jacket. What we did is we studded it up, punked it out a good bit, and went ahead and put the DSR skull logo with a little anarchy on there,
Yeah, everybody needs a little anarchy in their life. I like that. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm gonna sport that in the cooler months because I sweat too much like a hog.
Yeah, you don't want to wear that right now.
for sure.
No, not in.
You're gonna get some major swamp acid.
Yeah, some South Louisiana 110 degree heat with an anarchist jacket on. But yeah, this is awesome.
It's studded so well that
it is.
You could tell you've had practice doing so.
For real. And he's gonna look so cool when he goes into Hot Topic and he goes get his safety pins.
I will. I'm gonna go get me what's the name of that band?
A Bob Dylan
MCR.
Yeah.
My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, My Chemical Romance, or what was the other? I chimed in with
Fall Bastard.
Yeah, Fall Bastard Balls.
Oh, I thought it was Disco Panic Fucks.
Those guys too.
So I did the math, and we have 50 hours that someone could binge worth of DSR.
50 hours of DSR talks.
That's very
really
like 2 hours over a fucking 2-day all-out sprint. If you wanted to get the full DSR experience,
I would not want to know what kind of drugs it would take to do that.
or just put it on and forget it and just go to sleep.
Yeah. So we urge all of you to do that. We want to see
that'd be fine.
We want to see a huge spike in numbers just by letting it play through.
That's an entire tailgating party.
Oh hell yeah, we should do that.
Or a strong binge of some Xanax.
It's been a really cool.
Woodstock.
The 50th episode brought us into our second season, and the way that worked was that our first season was one episode a week for an hour, and then we did 50 episodes, one bonus episode, a musical episode, and then went right into our season 2.
50 episodes was a 3-parter.
Right.
Yeah.
So we literally never took a week off.
No.
Or a day off for that first year. So now, going into season 2, we started out with a guest, which was freaking awesome because our guests this season have been so dynamic. It's been amazing. Yeah. So our first guest was Dave LeBlanc of DL Media. Super cool cat. Love this guy. We also we wrote a song, Ocular Journey, for him.
We owe a lot to Dave.
We do. Dave has set a lot of things in motion for the Rebellion and has been an absolute staple of what we do. Also, I have a lot of his prints around the studio, which inspire me while I am.
My favorite one's right behind you at all times. And
everybody says that, man.
Always lit up because it's right in front of that window.
I have a little small mini window.
I thought that was a computer monitor. I'm sorry. But I thought it was a computer monitor for the longest time.
Somebody said that too. They thought it was an LED behind it, but it's actually just the sunlight.
It's just some analog fun.
If y'all want to go check that out, I think there's a picture of it. Tyler took a picture in last session and snapped it, and then put that on our Instagram.
Through the window.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
If you don't know what it is, in South Louisiana we have these things called apple snails, and they grow the size of an apple, and they leave hot pink rose.
Yeah, don't eat them. They're poisonous.
They're destructive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are destructive, and the you see like culverts on the side of the road here will be covered in these little long pink hot dog looking things, and that is their egg roll. And that's how they lay their eggs. So it's really weird, but thank you, Dave, for everything you've done, man. What a banger first episode to a new season, and I love the way that when it took a course corrective, it just flowed and it never stopped. So this whole season has been pretty much themed around our guests.
Yeah, it really has. We had the opportunity to see there was enough to cover at least half the year, and just decided to keep rolling with it. And man, I couldn't be happier for us to have a season 2 be like this.
Absolutely. And also to have so many guests to where, like our most recent guest, we had to sit him down and say, he was like, so man, when's this coming out? I'm like, bro, you got 8 weeks. You know, and he's like, "What?" I'm like, bro, our back catalog of guests. We're putting them out. We're still working. We're still having guests come in. We're still going to in the field and doing different events. Recently, Simone came out with us, and we went to see Smoke and Arbor Mart, and it was also Wasted Creation, who's about to drop a new album. They got their new single Black Dominion that's out, which is really good.
Which, Simone, didn't you give Arbor Mart like a piece of your artwork that happened at the show.
I think it was Smoke that I gave the artwork to. I don't. It wasn't Arbor Mort.
Okay.
It was the band after that.
Okay, so Smoke.
And I don't know what the hell that thing was that I drew. It was just sitting in my book, but I'm like, let me color this motherfucker.
Tell them how this went down, because we're at a metal show,
like,
right?
Not like pussy metal. Like,
no, like real
this was.
sludge.
I hadn't heard good shit like this since I was a youngin'.
And you were hype, man. Like, you got there ready.
Yeah, I was ready to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And eventually I did, and it took these three like jock motherfuckers to start the actual mosh.
As a joke, probably.
Which was kind
I
of
guess so. But then they got into it. They were
wasn't
having
that
a good
the weirdest?
time.
Like, not weird, but it was just such a mixed crowd.
It was.
I actually played soccer with those dudes before. That's
And
what's
they're
crazy.
in soccer shorts and
They
like
are.
knee highs.
And little polos and shit.
Yeah,
But yeah, like, so you got in that pit and you scrambled some
I did.
eggs.
I scrambled some brains, some
Yeah.
eggs, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Like after that, I was just pumped, and I was just passing out goodies everywhere. And I was like, you know what, man? Look here, take this.
But at some
Little piece
point,
of
you
work for
just
you.
sat at a table. You came out of the mosh pit. You sat at a table,
Color.
grabbed a piece of paper, and started coloring what you felt.
Well, I needed to take a break. I realized I was too old to play with the kids because I was like, holy shit, I'm getting out of breath, man.
Damn,
Like,
grandma slam
those
dancing.
ACL surgeries fucked me up.
But I want to thank everybody that came out that night to support the local bands. Local band from Houma, also one from New Orleans and another from Lafayette.
Yeah.
Awesome time, and everybody was so like.
Check out the playlist. I put them on.
I feel like the metalheads get a really bad rap because of the way they dress and because of the way the music sounds. That it's this big violent type thing, and there are certain type of people that want to fight.
That's
Everybody was so in love that night. It was like this big harmonious thing of just rocking to doom sludge, which was amazing.
There's a strong community amongst them because they all know that they're not like that. Well, probably some of them are, right?
You get your idiots in every crowd.
But that happens everywhere.
Way
You
to
get the
way
one
to come
pothead
back.
that smokes
For
a little
sure.
too much weed and starts having a panic attack type thing,
All right.
A way to come back from COVID for sure, man.
COVID?
Like we
Oh
needed
my
that.
God.
That was like a wake up call from all this virus.
Yeah,
this
you're right.
virus bullshit. Yeah.
And people are ready for that show. And the Intracoastal is such a cool ass place to go.
Shout out Tony Buh.
That was my
Yeah.
first time being in that
Oh, no shit.
vicinity.
Really?
That's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. We didn't know that. But on any given time, if you want to just pop into the Intracoastal on the east side of Houma, it's a very open place. Like it's a mixed crowd. And another place like that is the Box from the Barrel, right? You go there, and there's not like a certain type of people that go there like other places in town. It's more of a mixed crowd, so no matter how old you are, or young you are, or what your preference is, or pronouns and all this other shit, everybody can go there and nobody fucks with anybody. And it's awesome.
Right, which I freaking love the location because it's literally right next to the bunkhouse
the homeless
and then
place,
a
yeah.
taco stand. So
Yeah,
it's like,
the taqueria.
yeah,
Delicious. So right after Dave came on the show, we moved into our next guest, which
T. Crosby, huh?
man, T. Cros. And Kyle Crosby was a lot of fun for me. And the reason being is on that episode, not only did I learn a shit ton from this cat, and when I'm telling you a shit ton, Kyle ignited something in me to want to learn more and more about the Cajun heritage that RattlesnakeDre had already put there. And it was like RattlesnakeDre implanted this little ember inside of me, and then Kyle came in and blew on it really fucking hard.
That's his snake eggs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when Kyle came in and we did that 4-part series, because obviously we changed to a new format. We went to 2 episodes a week.
It started with Kyle that we did 2 episodes a week.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So we started to go on that route, and with that happening,
There was something there that we saw a lot of potential with Kyle that we were able to kind of see a little further into the future on some prospects, but never brought it up, And it just kind of like slowly cultivated an atmosphere of collaboration that led us to what is now known as Ghost of the Coast. And Kyle's
which is phenomenal, by the way.
I personally loved the show. Just as a listener.
I love that they come into our studio, record their show
Yeah.
on our stuff, that it's all produced by DSR, but it has so much of just RattlesnakeDre. It has so much of Louisiana Dread and Kyle Crosby and Tozan, to where now they are such a big part of the rebellion also, that has grown over all this time. And I said there, I get to edit it, and then I get to go back and listen to it again after it comes out. And that's awesome to me, because I'm so proud that we were able to put that together, man.
Yeah.
It's such an awesome thing that they're doing.
It feels good to know that our hand in that was literally to just be glue, you know? And I love that feeling too. Like, if you killed me because my legs didn't work no more and I'd become glue like a horse, I would be happy with that.
And Kyle, I just, from the bottom of my heart, man, thank you so much for everything you've done, because, again, you opened up doors for us that we never even thought of, much less looking at, and much less running through them the way that we have. And you've been an awesome part of Ghost of the Coast. If you've listened to Ghost of the Coast recently, you know that he had a head injury, so he has not been on the show for a couple episodes, but he will be back soon.
I can't wait to hear that shit.
I don't even want to spoil what happened. I'm gonna let him do it.
Yeah, he'll give the story.
Thank you, Kyle. Good shit, man. The next guest that we had was awesome, because the guest that we had on our third guest of the season was
it was a pivot.
Yeah,
It felt like a pivot thing.
Hick Cheramie, actor extraordinaire. Like, this dude's amazing, right? And such a down-to-earth, awesome dude. Like, just a great freaking dude. So every time we've seen Hick since that show, he's been just absolutely amazing. And that's one thing about Hick, is that he's one of those people that, even though he's going somewhere, and he's going somewhere quick, he does not forget his roots.
Nope. And I love that DSR's his biggest cheerleader.
Absolutely.
We
love him. Mm-hmm. We love him. And he's also ours too, because he'll tell anybody, you want to go on a kick-ass interview, go to the Rebellion.
That means the most.
It does.
That's killer. And I mean, also, he's introduced us to some other opportunity that's coming along too, that like, we say it every time, that each one of our guests bring something new to the rebellion, and they're not only a part of the rebellion, but we take something from that person and adapt it into the model, or adapt it into the cause. And every single one of them has had some attribute to what we're pursuing, and I love the fact that Hick is the way he is. It's awesome. And
he's inspirational, because the things that he's done in his life and the things that he's been through, it's just like everybody else, man. Like, you do your shit, you fuck up, you bounce back. If you're a good person inside, I feel like you're a bounce back person. You're gonna find it in yourself to rise above the absolute muck and mire in your life.
And and that defines your character, is how you deal with that. Because you could, if you're at your best at all times because everything's going properly, that's not really you. It's how you deal with the opposition is what defines that character.
You remember in Across the Universe, they're sitting at the Thanksgiving table, and he says, "What are you gonna do with your life, Maxwell?" Mm-hmm. And they said, "Jude, what do you think?" And he says, "Obviously, it's not what you do with your life, but how you do it." And dude, that stuck with me, because I was like, dude, that's fucking,
it's profound.
It is for being such a small sentence, right? Mm-hmm. It's such a profound thing. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. That's the kind of people that have talent but can't rise above what the fuck they're actually doing. And it's not what you do. Once again, at that point, it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
And I feel like people that are like that haven't had enough opposition to get to that humbling stage, right?
And enough honest people in their life to tell them, dude, you're a piece of shit, and you should stop being a piece of shit, because people are going to hate you.
And if you've been in that muckety muck for decades, as soon as someone does try to help you do that, you think they're a fucking dickhead.
It would have to been done earlier on,
right?
I want to go back to what you said about he knows coming from his roots and whatnot, because to be able to shine like that, but not be afraid to like express your culture within that too, That's so important, and we need that here. We really do, because like I can't count on my hand how many of my close friends move away,
Right.
because they, you know, like you said, they want to basically, I guess, compare and contrast, you know, almost, and they just constantly are bringing out like all the bad, you know, what's wrong with Louisiana, what's wrong with that culture.
Yeah, that seems to be what, if you're not, I would assume most people that are like that had just not gotten to the point yet where they appreciate it.
Right, and I guess so, but it's like, and it's people who have talent, they have a lot of talent, they feel like, you know, well, I have to move away to go and
I was not understanding that if you're from the Bayou, you will not make it without the Bayou. It's because people that have talent on the Bayou are too afraid to go to others on the Bayou in fear of ridicule. And yes, that has been a thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, having bad types of competition to where people try and throw each other under the bus and always try and step on people. That has happened. But I feel like we're progressed from there, right?
Exactly.
And I feel like now we're in a day and age, like, we would not be able to do the things we've done. We would not be sitting here for this 100th episode right now if it wouldn't be for the Bayou.
Exactly.
Right? So the Bayou is what fuels you in anything you do. And in the aspect of it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Hick Cheramie, you doing it right, brother. I'm just letting you know you're doing it right. And the rebellion loves you, and thank you, man, for who you are, man. Love you so much.
You know who's another one like that?
Who's that?
T-Tony.
Bruh, T-Tony, mate. Bruh, I tell everybody that listens, of all the guests we've ever had, I show people, I like to show off what people, what they give us, right?
Right.
And it's been awesome. But Tony made me a freaking stomp box out of cypress and with a license plate on it.
It's so you.
Awesome. It is.
Like
100%. Like,
there's no other way you would have that.
He did this in a matter of days.
Yeah,
like,
it was quick.
I saw Tony for the show mention, like, bro, you know it'd be cool? And 3 days later showed up at my house. Oh, bro, I got this for you.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say, man. So humble and yet so talented in what he
Also
does.
make some badass popping corks for redfish and speckled trout.
Po' boys, baby.
Tony's one of them cats that he does not like to pay. He's like me. He don't like to pay a big box store for anything if he can make it himself. So he got tired of paying $7 for, because
That's a good trait.
back in the Gap, all right?
That's a good thing to have.
Oh yeah.
Well, you could buy H&H and a lot of these name brands from around here, you know, years ago, and it was good quality stuff. And of course, as time went on, and you know, China was able to, you know, make cheaper shit and all that crap. That kind of stuff's going on. So you use a popping cork about 3-4 times, catch a couple fish, and it breaks to pieces. Well, now Tony makes them, and they're solid because he buys good material, right? And that's the whole thing. He's like, man, I'm tired of paying $6 for a crap ass popping cork when I can make them for like 80 cents.
And he's the type of dude that he's gonna figure it out, and the engineering behind it is so sound.
Brother, when he brought it to me, and he's like, here's a couple to try, because he gave me an orange one and a yellow one, and it's got the little 1/4 ounce weight at the bottom. When I saw the packaging and everything, because of course it was like packaged all perfect, I was like, oh, he bought this shit.
It's legit.
Every wrap is like so perfect.
So wait,
and
he
everything.
packages it
Yeah.
too?
Oh, and everything.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he ain't no joke. Like, this dude's one of those cats.
He's like, so not only am I gonna do it better, but I'm gonna show you up with it by having some outstanding packaging to go with it.
Also, Tony, because I know you listening, man. I don't think you even understand your talents, man. He's a sick bass player. Everything he touches turns to gold. If you go into the Cajun Twist in Lockport, there are photos that are printed on metal that are all portraits of Dave LeBlanc's portraits, and all of the frames are made by Tony out of Cyprus, and they're all for sale.
Giant.
And they're giant, and they're beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks like
It's
it's
amazing.
printed on glass.
Each one of those fuckers is probably like 50, 60 pounds.
It sounds like the Bayou has some jewels.
Amazing. Dude, no doubt.
They should have a podcast that represents it. Wow.
Yeah, I wonder who that is.
Speaking of jewels and digging them up, what's up with our boy, Snaky Boy, Andre?
Rattlesnake Dre. So Rattlesnake Dre is still alive. Come to find out.
Again.
He had like 150-some thousand people on TikTok ask where the hell he was, so he was dead. He found a Masonic coin recently. And
he told the story on Ghost of the Coast.
He told the story on Ghost of the Coast and returned it to the Masons. So you can go and listen to that. By the way, Ghost of the Coast, every Sunday, 2:30 p.m. Go check it out. It comes out every Sunday. It's awesome.
Yes,
it's RattlesnakeDre, Kyle Crosby, Louisiana Dread, and Blake Tozan.
And you know what it was, too? Like, the first time we had Andre on in the season 1, I knew there was a spark that lit DSR because we saw that we could be an interview outlet, and just naturally how the conversation progressed.
Andre was our first real interview.
Yeah,
he was our 25th episode.
So he has contributed just as much as everyone else, and it's so cool to know that we have someone like that on our side, right? Plus that shadow box that he gifted us with in this session.
2. He gave us the 1, and then a couple days later he came back and he gave us some sheet music that was 100 years old.
I gotta see this. I have a thing for shadow boxes. Like, I gotta see this.
This is all from the Civil War. It's amazing.
Oh,
wow.
that's awesome.
After the show, we'll show
there's
you
like
this.
the Indiana Jones of the swamp, man.
He is.
Like, if he gets his own Indiana Jones movie, like,
Andre,
I'll watch the shit out of that.
He's actually where
he goes for that.
A little sneak peek.
You drew him, you know.
Oh, well, that's what I was going for, because that's the vibe that I got in the beginning. I was like, this is fucking Indiana Jones from Louisiana.
Louisiana Jones.
Louisiana Jones.
And he's a little sneak peek. He's actually working on a comic book of his adventures.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so.
Perfect.
Wow.
But RatSnakeDre on he's on Ghost of the Coast, a DSR production, and it has been an awesome time working with that cat. Anytime you're around Andre, big energy, big vibes, big happiness. I guess after you've died and come back, it's pretty easy.
You kind of get animated.
Yeah, you kind of like, fuck it. You know, he's one of. I saw a thing the other day where they said the most dangerous people on the planet are the ones that say it is what it is, and Andre's one of those. It is what it is.
Yeah, because he dug it up. You can't change it.
Yeah. Can't control shit. And so next up we have Brandon Stouff. He's a local director. He's got a movie about to come out, Dear Kate. We actually have done some work with him on this movie, and then he invited us to the rap party, which was freaking awesome.
It was
at Cafe Liberty. Thank you so much to Brandon and Terry and all the cast and crew and all the production people, and to Cafe Liberty, because not only was the food delicious and the drinks awesome, everybody there was just super cool. Hick was there.
So this is a really interesting interview because we actually had his lead actress come in too on his last session.
Right.
And Brianna Locasio, she decided to come in and just kind of like back up Brandon on that he's really making this fucking movie, right?
Yeah, that they're actually doing something, not just
amazing.
Stopping traffic downtown Houma by the marina and ruining everybody's lunch break. Brandon, thank you. But super cool cats. Brandon, everything comes from this cat's heart. I mean, Dear Kate is his heart. Him and his wife are amazing people.
You could tell,
and
man.
I can't wait for this to hit film festivals and for people on the Bayou to be able to see this, because it's really cool. I love it too because there's places that are shot in there that I know locally.
It's gonna be,
and I love that.
I think that's the best part, and it helps that we got a song in it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it don't hurt.
That's cool.
It don't hurt. So as you know, I am addicted to TikTok.
Boy, do I.
They were making fun of me at work the other day.
Never jumped on that bandwagon.
You should, because your page becomes very unique to you. So the other day, they were at work. We were at work, and the kids were effing with me, and they said, "I bet when Cody's TikTok comes up, it's like barbecuing and dad shit." And so I opened my TikTok, and it was a guy holding a fish, and he goes, "This is how you fillet an Alaskan salmon in one slice." And he went, and he cut it off the bone, dude. And I was like, whoa. And
So
they're
yeah,
like,
dad shit.
that shit's like porn to me,
Yeah.
man. I'm like, this dude did a
that's some
40-pound salmon.
That's like the X Games version of dad shit, though, because this
It
man
is.
this is samurai slicing through a fish without cutting his finger off the bone.
I follow a lot of weird shit. I follow like Eric Estrada,
Mattress eating woman.
Mattress Woman, Cheech and Chong, the blind guy that raps. This dude's amazing.
Oh, one of my favorites now too is the guy that does the black and white quotes, where he's like saying some philosophical shit, but
Yes.
it's just literally just some really stupid fucking quotes.
I also follow Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Love that cat.
Yeah.
But from the TikTok realm, we got some locally famous people around here on TikTok that have a ton of followers.
Boy, do we.
So, Hey EROCK, right? He coined Hey Couillon. He has a whole thing built around, a whole empire built around it now. It's awesome. This cat's from Louis. He's in the CrossFit and all that good stuff.
And metal.
And metal.
Yeah.
He would have loved that show.
He would have.
He would have dug the shit
He probably
out
would
of
have
that show.
crossfitted all over the
Oh yeah,
the
metal
floor.
and CrossFit go great together. Bro.
Oh, I bet.
Because you're just fucking up shit. I mean, in CrossFit you're fucking up your bones, and in metal you're fucking up music.
Yeah. They could listen to Smoke while just hitting a tire with a sledgehammer over and over.
I
Hell
thought
yeah,
he was
hell
just-
yeah, like
just-
the clown from Slipknot.
Do some, man. I just need to hit some jumping jacks right now, man. I'm so inspired. Yeah, it was awesome having him on, and like just being able to go in depth with Cajun heritage. That was really cool. Actually, didn't happen all that much until we had Hey EROCK on, which
Yeah.
was really kind of crazy. But we went into our backlog, like when we were kids and what we did back then.
The cool thing about when EROCK came in, that was a stressful week. So for some reason, we were like excited. We were very excited about all the guests we were having, and we booked them back to back to back, like every night.
Like a fucking idiot.
Like idiots.
Yeah.
And we just sat in the studio every night. So by the time EROCK came in, thank God the dude was so cool, man, because we were spent. And it's not that the guests before were any worse. It's just we had guests that were like, the night before, that was, hey, can this episode come out at this time because I'm going to be releasing this at this time and so forth and so on. It's just a lot of scheduling, a lot of things.
Some growing pains.
A lot of that learning, and also learning to say, look, I can't take you now, but I can take you then.
Yeah.
Right. So learning how to space things out and saying, look, sorry, we're booked at the moment. Right. So it was such an awesome and refreshing thing, because we were nervous because we didn't know him. He was nervous because guess what, guys? Every time we do this, we're nervous.
Yeah, there's a little secret there. That,
No matter what it is.
we
No
get
matter if it's just me and Tyler.
Sure, that's not like excitement.
It is. It's
I'm
both.
sure.
It is.
There's some
I
ants.
always get the two confused. I don't know if I'm having a panic attack or if I'm just really excited about the thing.
There's some ants in my pants sometimes.
You're having a panic
Ants-
attack
ants in my
until
pants.
you learn to swallow hard and use it in your advantage. And that's what I think we've learned to do over
That's what
time.
she said. Okay.
So our,
The swallow hard.
our next guest was Sweet Mary Jane. It was our 420 episode.
She was a pleasure.
So what we did was we interrupted.
We straight up interrupted his stuff for 420 religious experience.
That's a very important experience.
EROCK completely understood. Even though he does not partake in those the 420 trees, he completely understood. And I just, we let him know, hey man, look, we just got to cut this 1 week out, and then you'll come back next week. And it was awesome. Like, he had 2 more episodes, and it ended out fine, and it was beautiful, and he loved it. He listened to it, the 420 episode, and the way it came in, it was like, we interrupt you. He thought that was funny. So he's a good sport. He's a good sport. We really did it to like see if he was gonna laugh or not.
It fit the vibe.
And we thought he would, because we gauged him that way, and we were right. So it worked out.
The track we wrote in that one is the most off the wall,
Right.
for sure. I think we really embraced it that year.
Thank you for listening to the Dank Swamp Rebellion. Tune in Saturday when we celebrate